Hi, welcome to the Foolish Philosopher, and today I have a question for you. The question is, do surfers surf because they are relaxed, or are surfers relaxed because they surf? I've always been a huge admirer of the act of surfing. It's like in the movie Point Break, Patrick Swayze's character refers to the spiritual side of surfing. I too have also always felt an inexplicable connection to life when in the ocean. Speaking personally, as an 11-year-old, I made a very conscious decision not to become a surfer because I would like it too much. Because my chain of priorities would become far too complicated. However, I still retain a reverence for surfing. There is something amazing about ritualising a trip to the ocean every morning, paddling out on a carefully shaped piece of fibre-glass as it rises and falls to the peaks and troughs of the extremely powerful waves, which eventually crash between the threshold of the deep chaotic ocean and the beach that eventually leads back to the pressures of everyday life. Surfing is the thrill of momentarily capturing an infinite source that must be respected. The ubiquitous yin and yang symbol, which has been used in surfing culture, represents natural opposites, which are just as complementary as they are opposing. I like to think of them as two waves for the surfer to conquer. One being the unknown darkness of the ocean, the other the enlightenment from harnessing such a powerful force and knowing to pay it the respect it deserves. Is it this realisation that makes surfers relaxed? Many years ago, a friend of mine who was a surfer told me a story of a friend of his who was also a surfer, and he had been involved in an unfortunate surfing incident. To be more specific, a surfboard travelling at high velocity had penetrated his leg, and I think the quote was, "Nothing to worry about." Although his mother fainted and he was taken to hospital for 12 stitches. Not exactly something that I would have called nothing to worry about. But we have to wonder about the attitude of being so relaxed. Another friend of mine, a particularly relaxed individual and a surfer, was once sharing a story with me that appeared perfectly commonplace to him, but was the highlight of my day and a continued source of amusement. He referred to what he called the sweetest banana. My apologies, I'm not very good at surfing parlance. Imagine Keanu Reeves' character in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure with an Australian accent. He was describing this fruit as if it was an elixir to the gods, and his face resembled pure joy. In the story, he was driving along, describing his enjoyment of this perfect banana, when suddenly a car came from nowhere, crashing into his car. He then went on to explain how the banana had squashed against his face, and he was lamenting the demise of the banana without actually making any mention at all of his car. Now that is a healthy, relaxed state of Zen. Was it the extensive experience of taming and mastering the power and possibility of waves that allowed him to center his being and prepare to face obstacles in such a relaxed demeanor? Or was it his character that made him partial to the art of surfing? It also attracts my attention if I'm at a car park at the beach to witness middle-aged men and hopefully women exit their vehicles, often a car of retrospective nature, to suggest a healthy appreciation for what has come before. Sporting a briefcase, yet a haircut and clothing that suggests they have successfully been able to balance the hectic nature of modern day life with a connection to their surfing spiritual side. You can witness wonder in their eyes as they look out over the ocean and watch the waves rolling in. If you have an answer to this paradoxical question, are surfers relaxed because they surf, or do they surf because they are relaxed? Leave that in the comments below or on any Foolish Philosopher social media pages. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment below, don't forget to subscribe to the Foolish Philosopher. And disclaimer, my wife has very kindly suggested that it would be appropriate for a disclaimer at the end of each video suggesting that I don't actually know anything and am just a fool, which I thought the name would have given that away. But in relation to this video, as I stated in the body of the question, I've never gone surfing. I don't know anything about surfing. In saying that, I've done a lot of body surfing. I've been on what we call an esky lid. I've been on a boogie board, we call it in Australia. And I'm a decent swimmer and a pretty decent body surfer, but I've never required a flotation device. Don't get me wrong, I think surfing is amazing and I very much look up to surfers. I was just making a silly joke. But I don't know anything about surfing, but what do you think of the question? Are surfers relaxed because they surf, or do they surf because they are relaxed? And I'll see you next time for another video.